going to film a practice session on David Popper's number 16 etude, and just show you how I would work through something like this in preparation to memorize and perform it. First things first, you got to just play through the notes. Don't be too worried about playing up to speed. And it's all triplets, so just kind of go through slowly through the notes is usually the first idea. Of course, also important to note, what are the tempo character markings you're looking at? Capriccioso, capricious, whimsical. It should sound flighty. It should sound effortless. Of course, always try to keep that in mind. So we got. Do that one more time. I kind of was flat there on the E natural. Okay, so definitely something to look at here as we go up to these, fourth and fifth position. This is 1 or 4. Let's do that one again. So. As you're playing Popper etudes, it is important to have an idea of the harmony that you are playing in. This is pretty much spaced out at measures at this moment. It's going to change in a second, but each measure is its own harmonic placement, and knowing what is a passing tone or a leading tone, and really what harmony. So this is F minor, and then we got again, really F minor or even D flat major, with the C acting as the leading tone. F minor, F minor. Now we're in like a diminished area. Diminished and chromatic movement downwards. So Popper is also pretty notorious for this sequential type of chromatic movement. So recognize that pattern. Okay, and I know I sped up there just then, and I have played through this before, of course. So keep that in mind if you're just looking at this for the first time. But let me just do that sequential pattern again. Note that there's a pattern not only in the harmonic movement and the left-hand patterns, but the bowing articulation pattern as well. So we got 2 hooked after the first one, and then 2 slurs. So if you're just trying to find some way to practice this, make sure your first finger, the roots of each chord are in tune. So you got a B, right? Then we got B flat. Right? And then maybe just add 1 note after that. And then the whole thing. Right? And then here's another landing point. one's ever told you this, make sure that you are aware of your hand in a position. These are not just a bunch of random notes. Your first finger is moving to these different positions as you get to this, as the root is on G here in the pianos. Right? Another pattern. Right? I don't want to say right, sorry. So then we got, do that slowly. Ask yourself, what harmony are you playing here? If you said E minor, you would be correct. E minor arpeggio. So make sure all those notes, all the E's match and the B's. And then we got, again, your hands in a position here. Let's do that again. Yeah, first time I did not do that very well. And whenever you're up in this sort of unfamiliar territory, make it a point. Make sure you're hearing the pitches. Play it down an octave, just down here. Right? And then try to replicate up here. So. And in these moments when I'm really mainly concerned about intonation, I'm using the bow almost as like a plectrum, a pick. What they call the bow click method. So that, you can even plug it. Now try it with the bow. More bow, lengthier. Try that again. Get to the bridge. Yeah, so it's true. Get the idea? Recap. It's all the same. Again, chromatic sequence. Again, half steps. This is kind of a coda. Groups of three. metronome. That's a decent tempo. That's 96 on Dante. Not quite, maybe Allegro moderato. But let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, so some reflections on that. Obviously, the end of the first page, the second page, need to look at that part. And some of the just transitions into new positions, need to clean that up. Not too bad for about 13 minutes of practice. And I will just say, take this with a grain of salt, but it is important to just kind of get the feel of running through something and not get too caught in the weeds on any one particular measure, I have found. Of course, you want to shed a measure and a passage as much as possible, but there is a point of diminishing returns where the more time you put into it, you're not necessarily going to see those results in that practice session. It does help to kind of just walk away from it for a second. Happy practicing.